Peace and love is yours truly, Nefer Peacock, Nubia, coming to you today to record in the Ask Nfrnubia Releasing Resentment series. I will that all is well with you. Namaste. Today we're going to talk about a very serious subject, one that most of us have problems with, and it is forgiveness when it comes to getting over anger or resentment we may have towards the people who brought us into this world. There are so many different branches off of that one subject alone because a lot of us have resentment towards our parents, maybe from them not being there. Some of us have resentment towards our parents um, for tons of different things, for maybe not listening to us. Some of us have resentment towards our parents for them not meeting up to our expectations. Some people have resentment towards parents for maybe molestation issues that they feel like the parent may have caused or let happen. The list of resentment issues with our parents goes on and on and on and on again. And it is inevitably why, when speaking to psychologists, the first thing they ask is about your childhood. Because of a lot of our issues that we have today, and a lot of the experiences that we had today, and even in the bad negative experiences that we attracted to us, is a result of unhealed wounds and generational curses that are passed down through so many generations to the child. All of these things can be healed. All of these things can be fixed. You are not broken. And so I don't want to say they can be fixed, but all these things can be healed and corrected. It is never too late to have a relationship with that parent. And it is very important sometimes to have a relationship with the person who hurt you the most, or at least seek forgiveness and healing. Because there is such a long variety of many topics and they're all especially different, I'll just deal with one today because I not too long ago recorded a video under the Releasing Resentment series called Help, My Child Reminds Me of My Ex. So today we'll deal with the one issue, what to do if you feel like your parent has abandoned you because of you choosing to be with living with the other parent if it was a broken home, or I won't say broken home, but where it was a single parent home, or if you went to go live with your grandparents and there was resentment there, or if you felt like there was favoritism shown towards one child more than you, or if perhaps again you were that child whose parents said, "Oh my God, you're reminding me of your father. Oh my God, you're reminding me of your mother," and wasn't said it in the nicest way, and it may have hurt you. These wounds are so important to heal, and it is very important to address these issues so that you won't bring them into your life and create havoc in your life, and also inevitably continue the generational curse and do it to your children because it was done to you. The first step in moving past this is sitting with yourself and really writing down all the things that you did not like about your childhood. Whose fault did you feel like it was? Face it. We have to face what makes us angry in order to deal with it and get over it. So the first thing is to do is figure out, what were you mad about? Why did what was it? Okay. Was it that the parent didn't spend enough time with you? Was it the parent didn't listen to you? Was it the parent took out frustrations from job or work or a past relationship or an ex on you? Was it the fact that you felt like that parent chose something before you? What was it? Write it down. Secondly, forgive yourself. Realize and say to yourself, acknowledge, it was not my fault. that parents are beautifully human, just like we all are, learning, infants in this vast universe, learning really how to just navigate through it and come out unscathed and really without trying to hurt others or be hurt. But our parents are also people who have been hurt just like we have as well. So the forgiveness comes from knowing that perhaps they weren't taught the proper way to love us or love themselves in the way in which they should. So realize that they're human and that they're flawed and that they're just like the rest of us, just trying to figure it all out and get through this life. And that it wasn't nothing to do with not how it doesn't diminish your greatness. It doesn't diminish your beauty. Perhaps your parents never told you you were beautiful or told you you were ugly or told you never amount to anything. That's not true. That person was just hurt. That parent was just hurt and angry from something that probably happened to them, or perhaps it was even said to them. That person still has to heal. So usually when people tear you down like that, it is only because they are not whole. And instead of you being allowing yourself to play the victim, love yourself enough to say, you know what? I deserve better. I am better. You know, I forgive that parent. I forgive that person. That person didn't mean to hurt me. That person was just hurting themselves. I am great. I am beautiful. I can accomplish anything. I will have a beautiful family. I will have a beautiful husband. I will have a beautiful wife. Okay, I will have a beautiful home. I will enjoy my career. And it's never too late to be what I might have been. Every day, every moment is a new chance to start all over again. Okay? So really just say that to yourself over and over again. And now, back to facing the list. That was a good step into releasing and forgiving your parent for those reasons that are on that list. Then, here's a challenging part. Address and face that parent. Say, you know what? I love you. And I realize that you are just trying to get through and you were just trying to figure it out, just like the rest of us. And I realize that you're not perfect, that we all make mistakes and we all have to learn from our mistakes. But you hurt me in that process. And I'm not playing victim, but I'm just letting you know that this hurt me. Now, this takes courage, people, but it's so necessary. And it can come out and be so beneficial. Okay? Be sure not to place blame because your parents are just like people will feel defensive, and get defensive. But just say, you know what? I don't blame you. I blame whatever happened, maybe to you or however you learned this, but this hurt me and I feel like you didn't love me. Whatever the situation is, address that parent. And you're not looking for that parent to say, oh, I'm so sorry, give me a hug. You're looking to get it out and to release it without the expectation that that parent will feel resentful and actually apologize. Oftentimes the parent does apologize, but oftentimes they don't because usually they already know the wrong that they have done. And it's really hard for them to face the truth about it, just like it is for everyone else. Okay? So you're telling them this, knowing before you go talk to them, say whatever they say, no matter what it is, even if they don't apologize or acknowledge it, I'm doing this for me. I'm getting out how I feel. I'm letting it out so I can let it go and move on with my life so that I do not repeat the same behavior in my child, towards my child. Now, you don't not repeat the same behavior towards your child by saying I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to be like my parent. I'm not going to do this. But you can, but usually typically if you do that so strongly, what you resist persists and you'll end up becoming just like that parent. So one of the best things that you can actually do is just lovingly write down the things that you don't really like about your parent. Don't share it with them. That's not important. This list is for you. Write down what you love about that parent. Write down what you don't like. And then work on fixing that within yourself. Okay? With patience, with love, okay? Not beating yourself up saying something's wrong with you, but with patience and with love, start working on those things so that you'll be a better parent to your children. And if you find yourself repeating any behavior that was done to you to your children, be sure to apologize with love towards your children. They will receive it. They will receive it. Even if they don't receive it immediately, but you know how much you may have needed it. So give it to them. So we also want to make sure that we list positive things that have happened in our childhood as well, okay? Because we want to always make sure we keep a reality check on the fact that we have a lot. We have a lot. We have two eyes, we have 2 feet, we have 2 hands, we have clean water, okay? We may not have had the best meals all the time, some of us, but you've had a meal, okay? Which is a lot more than a lot of mothers could say around this world. So really have an attitude of gratitude and just thank the heavens, that thank yourself, thank the creator, that you actually are getting to experience these highs and these lows that are called life, because these highs and these lows are going to help you to be a better person for other people and for your children in this world. And you'll be amazed at how much you'll grow through and how much you'll attract into your life once you start digging deep and really, 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 really getting it together. Okay? The time is now. The pride put to the side. You don't get an attitude and be like, I'm not going to them. They need to come to me. No, that's ego. And that's not going to help you or get you anywhere. Oh, I don't care about talking to them. It don't bother me. I'm over it. Really? If you think you're over it, look at your relationships. How are your love relationships? Are they positive? If not, then usually it has some issues to resolve in how you were shown how to love by your parents. Maybe it was because you were shown how to pimp. Some of you were raised by pimps. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect or hoes. No disrespect, but taught. These are learned behaviors. So you have to dig deep to really figure out. You know what I'm saying? What you can do to release it so that you can have the best relationships with your friends, your lovers, and your children. Most importantly. It's really important to get down to this. And that's why, if you love your spouse, if you love your children, if you love yourself, deal with it. And you'll be grateful, because anyone who I've ever encouraged to really speak to their parents about whatever issues that they have had, always, almost always, are so very glad they did. For any more questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to write to me about, you can write to Nubia at gmail.com, and I will anonymously answer you in video, as well as write you back. And I just want healing, and that's in wellness and peace and love and bliss and prosperity, which is your divine right. Because you can't create happiness and peace and love and prosperity and a beautiful relationship if you're still broken, if you're still hurting on the inside. So that's what this is about. This is about healing. I wish you and send you and invoke so much love in your life. We have a moon coming up, so I'll be doing a moon video soon. Peace and lots of love. Namaste. Hotep. Holla!